Before you press record to create your first podcast, here are some audio interview techniques to keep in mind that will improve your podcast. Specifically, there are ways to interview someone for a podcast that will feel differently than just having a casual conversation with your friend or even writing a news article. It's even different than editing for broadcast because your voice must convey all kinds of emotions to the audience that they can't see. And while you can fill empty space on TV with B-roll, empty space on audio just sounds empty. So you have to keep things moving too. Knowing these strategies will vastly improve the quality of your finished product. You may not have a lot of time to spend interviewing someone, particularly a politician with a packed schedule, but you want to end up with more material than you can use so you can edit it down to a pithy podcast. Here are my top tips for getting the most out of someone else's busy day. Ask open-ended questions. Don't ask yes or no questions because you'll then get a one-word answer, yes or no. That makes for really boring audio. Ask a question designed to get your interviewee talking. For example, instead of saying, "Do you have a morning routine?" on days you have to present big legislation, ask, "What is your morning routine?" when you have to present a big piece of legislation. Make them show you, not tell you. Don't say yup or okay while the other person is talking. Make sure you don't talk over them when they finish. Wait until they finish their sentence, even if it sounds a little stilted and awkward at first, because there's editing in audio. You can always remove silence in editing. You cannot edit the part where you cut off your interviewee with your next question or mumbled right through the most important part of what they just said. This one's really tough because when we're talking to someone casually, we do verbally acknowledge them during the conversation to show that we're paying attention. Slow down. Slow way down. Often, what sounds like normal conversation in person is going to sound rushed on audio. If you're reading off a script, doctor it so it reminds you to take your time. Add extra spaces between words and hit return a few times between paragraphs or if you're changing topics, if you find yourself talking too quickly. Remember that while a podcast is designed to sound like it's conversational and sometimes a little off the cuff, it actually takes a lot of practice to make it sound informal. Nobody, and I mean nobody, wants to listen to your first draft. Always write a script out and practice it, and then practice it again, both by yourself and with a partner who can improvise answers to your interview questions. Listen back to your practice recordings and note where you can improve. Rewrite your script if one particular spot keeps giving you trouble. And remember to let them talk. Stay quiet on your end. When it's your turn to ask questions, keep them real slow. Thank you for listening. Happy podcasting.